Welcome to LFC Transfer Hub. Hugo Ekitike transfer news. Liverpool agree £79 million deal Eintracht Frankfurt striker. Liverpool have reached a full agreement with Eintracht Frankfurt to sign Hugo Ekitike in a deal worth £79 million, €91 million. Liverpool moved for Ekitike after being told Newcastle forward Alexander Isak was not for sale. Hugo Ekitike is expected to arrive in the UK on Tuesday for a medical and to finalize a 6-year contract after Liverpool reached a total agreement in principle with Eintracht Frankfurt over a deal worth £79 million, €91.5 million. Liverpool are understood to have kept a contingent of staff in the UK to complete the signing and, once it is hoped the player will be able to fly to Asia to join the team on their pre-season tour later in the week. Similar to the Florian Wirtz deal, the majority of the bonuses in Ekitike's are tied to Liverpool trophy success and the player making a significant contribution. They are difficult to achieve, but Liverpool would feel happy if they end up paying them. Sky Sports News broke the news earlier that Liverpool have reached a total agreement with Eintracht Frankfurt worth £79 million, made up of £69 million plus £10 million in add-ons. Liverpool made their move for Ekitike last week after being told Newcastle's Alexander Isak is not for sale. Sponsored stories. Summer breaking records? This portable AC is a lifesaver without raising your power bill. Summer breaking records? This portable AC is a lifesaver without raising your power bill. Coldies. Jon Wissa transfer news. Newcastle turn attention to Brentford forward amid Liverpool interest in Hugo Ekitike. Jon Wissa transfer news. Newcastle turn attention to Brentford forward amid Liverpool interest in Hugo Ekitike. Live scores for football, cricket, rugby, golf, tennis, darts, racing and F1. Surprising causes of shortness of breath beyond aging. Surprising causes of shortness of breath beyond aging. Channel News Asia. Hugo Ekitike transfer news. Liverpool open talks with Eintracht Frankfurt for striker amid Newcastle interest. Hugo Ekitike transfer news. Liverpool open talks with Eintracht Frankfurt for striker amid Newcastle interest. Live scores for football, cricket, rugby, golf, tennis, darts, racing and F1. Ekitike is keen on a move to the Premier League with Liverpool his preferred destination, after Newcastle had an offer rejected. The 23-year-old was an unused substitute during his side's pre-season game against FSV Frankfurt on Saturday. After the game, Frankfurt boss, quoted by Sky Germany, said Ekitike's potential departure is a bitter loss. Ekitike scored 22 goals in 48 games across all competitions last season for Frankfurt as he helped them qualify for the Champions League. Liverpool are now the league's biggest spenders, but how? Liverpool are now the Premier League's biggest spenders, with their summer spree now verging on £300 million. The £79 million agreed deal for Hugo Ekitike has taken Liverpool spending to £295.5 million, which is over £75 million more than the next biggest spenders in Chelsea. Liverpool have even spent more than Manchester City and Arsenal combined, the third and fourth biggest spenders, so far. Tottenham are the fourth biggest spenders with £110.7 million spent, just above newly promoted Sunderland who have spent £107 million already. But how can Liverpool afford Ekitike having already spent a club record fee to bring Florian Wirtz to Anfield earlier this summer? Well, the club's financial records indicated they could potentially lose a further £200 million this summer and still be compliant with profit and sustainability rules, PSR, where clubs are permitted to lose £105 million over a 3-year period. According to football finance expert Swiss Ramble, the Reds' most recent financial results showed Liverpool have actually made £48 million in the current 3-year PSR period, partly due to modest recent transfer spend. That means Liverpool can lose a further £158 million and still be compliant next summer. And while Liverpool have already spent around £185 million on new players in the current window, including a fee of up to £116 million for Wirtz, the Reds posted a club record revenue of £613.8 million for the 2023-24 season, partly due to commercial success. That figure will only increase on the 2024-25 season accounts given Liverpool added Champions League football, knockout qualification for that tournament and also became Premier League champions. Academy product Jarell Quansah has already joined Bayer Leverkusen in a £35 million deal that represents 100% profit under PSR rules, and the Reds could further boost sales figures by the end of the summer. And earlier in the summer, Brentford signed backup Reds goalkeeper Caoimhin Kelleher for an initial £12.5 million. Darwin Núñez, Harvey Elliott and Luis Diaz are all further potential departures, although a Diaz exit is currently less likely despite Bayern Munich's attempts to prize him away. Ekitike ready for the next step after Bundesliga breakthrough. Sky Sports' Adam Bate. When Hugo Ekitike was still a teenager at Stade Reims, the coaching staff prepared a development plan for him. They analyzed the performances of Kylian Mbappé and then picked out 2 more players that Ekitike might realistically aspire to replicate. These were players with similar profiles from teams that were better than our team, but not at the distance Paris Saint-Germain were from us. Oscar Garcia, Reims then head coach, told Sky Sports, "We challenged him to reach the level of the other 2 strikers. On the face of it, that was a perfectly reasonable short-term target." Prior to his final season at Reims, Ekitike had not even scored a goal in France's top tier. He had spent the second half of the previous campaign on loan at Danish club Vejle Boldklub. He returned to Reims as the 4th-choice forward but soon forced Oscar to reassess. Soon after that, the 2 strikers whose level he had been encouraged to hit were no longer in his sights. Within months, he wanted to reach the same level as Mbappé. It is a tale that offers a glimpse into the mindset of the Eintracht Frankfurt forward, who has long been linked with a move to the Premier League. He always was a talented player, but some coaches did not like him because of his profile and sometimes because of his character, concedes Oscar. They were thinking he was a little bit arrogant. He always wanted to be compared with the best ones. Tottenham set to rival Liverpool for Isak Guehi as favourite emerges. Tottenham remains interested in signing Liverpool target Isak Guehi, after failing to secure a deal to sign the England centre-back during the January transfer window. Guehi's profile has risen dramatically over the last year, after he played a key role in England's run to the final of Euro 2024, while he also helped Crystal Palace to win the first major trophy in its history last year as the Eagles won the FA Cup. Tottenham already has 4 senior centre-backs in Christian Romero, Mickey van de Ven, Kevin Danso and Radu Dragusin, and the club's interest in Guehi could suggest that one of them may leave this summer. Romero, who has fewer than 2 years remaining on his contract in North London, has been linked with Atletico Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain. The Telegraph reports that Liverpool remains the favourite in the race to sign Guehi, with the Reds keen to recruit a new central defender following the departure of Jarell Quansah. Quansah's exit brought in the biggest fee of the window for Liverpool, but his move to Bayer Leverkusen has left Arne Slot with just 3 senior centre-backs. Ibrahima Konate and Virgil van Dijk were outstanding last season, and Joe Gomez filled in impressively when called upon. But Gomez has not played competitively in nearly 6 months after his campaign was ended by a hamstring injury in February. Liverpool simply can't afford to go into the season without signing a 4th centre-back. It would just be too risky. The Guehi chat appears to have gone quiet of late, but there is still plenty of time left in the window for that deal to come to fruition. Meanwhile, with the focus off Guehi for now, the Reds are closing in on a deal to sign Frankfurt striker Hugo Ekitike. Liverpool has agreed a fee with Frankfurt for the transfer of Ekitike, with the Reds set to pay up to $106 million, £79 million, for the French forward. Ekitike will cost Liverpool an initial $93 million, £69 million, with a further $13 million, £10 million, in add-ons. It is believed those add-ons are subject to the club and player reaching certain targets. The move increases Liverpool's summer spend in a window that has seen the Reds bolster their squad with the arrivals of Florian Wirtz, Jeremy Frimpong and Milos Kerkez. Liverpool is now guaranteed to spend well over $300 million before add-ons this summer, and that could rise to over $350 million with the Ekitike and Wirtz add-ons. Alexander Isak in negotiations with new club as Newcastle transfer exit could be possible. For most Liverpool fans, Alexander Isak would be the dream signing this summer. But Newcastle United has been insistent that it won't be cashing in on the Swede, who scored 23 goals in the Premier League last season. Liverpool, at the right price, would be interested in Isak, but has since agreed a deal with Eintracht Frankfurt for Hugo Ekitike, who was a target for the Magpies too. And now there might be another twist in the tale. According to the French outlet L'Equipe, the Saudi Pro League side Al Hilal is ramping up talks with Isak over a lucrative move to the Middle East. It was interested in signing Victor Osimhen, but he appears set to move to Turkey on a permanent deal with Galatasaray. Juventus Dusan Vlahovic and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, now at Marseille, had also been looked at, in addition to Liverpool striker Darwin Núñez, and Isak, supposedly valued at $152 million, £113 million, is the latest player said to be of interest. It would be a surprise to see Isak, at the age of 25, choose to leave European soccer and move to the Saudi Pro League, even for a huge wage. For that reason, it would be a massive coup for Al Hilal should such a move take place. But Isak, according to the Telegraph, had been expecting to sign a new and improved contract with Newcastle this summer, and the exit of Amanda Staveley supposedly saw that plan changed. IT reports that the Magpies' new sporting director, Paul Mitchell, who has also since left the club, decided not to consider giving Isak an extension to be a priority. The former Real Sociedad star is now said to be unsettled. It could be that the talk around the striker is being ramped up to encourage Newcastle to improve the player's terms. Equally, there might be genuine intrigues from Isak in what Al Hilal might be able to offer. Either way, with Liverpool beating Newcastle to Ekitike, who will soon jet in for his medical examinations ahead of the transfer deal being confirmed, this is not the end of the Isak story. Over the weekend, he was left out of Newcastle's 4-0 defeat against Celtic in pre-season. Initially, Newcastle said this was because of a minor injury. Eddie Howe later admitted that it was because of the transfer speculation. "I'd say we have a few players who are irreplaceable," Howe said. "Your top players are so hard to find. They are so hard to recruit and develop. And make them into those players. When you have them, you need to treasure them. We certainly as staff recognize his talent and ability. We are desperate to keep him as part of our team." Thanks for watching. Like and comment and subscribe.